first came here, you indicated to me earlier that you had lived with another family or had been in a rooming house sort of situation?
No,
or?
no. Oh, it dates way back to, well, I tell you, your Kirby house had played a little minor part in the story of my life. In a rather minor, but it was important.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago, in June of 1920, Mrs. John Scarlett, was invited to a bridal shower for a friend of hers. And this friend was also a very good friend of Aunt Kate Wark.
Okay.
And that was Mrs. James Wark. Her husband was in the basket factory.
Uh-huh.
And she was, well, later he became he was my husband's grandfather.
Okay.
And Aunt Lizzie was the grandfather's daughter, see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Aunt Lizzie was invited to this shower. That was in June of 1920. She was at the Kirby house because Mrs. Kirby, Sarah, had given this shower, or made up this shower for Rosa. Well, your stairs, I imagine they still are the same as they were years ago, very steep going upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt Lizzie, who had a bad knee, must have twisted it just so toward the bottom of the stairs, the foot of the stair, and she fell. And in other words, she couldn't walk. She had to be on, after that, she was on crutches. Well, she lived on a farm just outside of, just within the village limits to the south of Douglas.
Uh-huh.
And on a farm, there were many things she had to do and couldn't. So her father, Mr. Wark, knew that I lived near Allegan with my parents, and that probably he could induce my mother to let me come to Douglas to be with Aunt Lizzie and help her. Okay. Well, that's what my mother decided. Well, she thought the experience would be good for me because we lived at that time in Valley Township near Allegan. Well, it was about 8 miles from Allegan where my parents lived on a very poor farm. Well, anyway, so that's how come Mr. Wark, Edward's grandfather at that time, picked me up and brought me to Douglas. And the first time I saw this side of Lake Michigan, because I was born in Chicago, and I knew the other, I remember looking at the other side of Lake Michigan, which was to the east, because we lived near Lincoln Park when I was a child until I was 8 years old. And so anyway, make a long story short, then I came here, and well, I helped in the house, and I helped outdoors, and I helped in the garden, and took care of the chickens, and did all the little chores that.
Okay, that house, where was that located?
Do you know where, well, the interurban station is now, where the interurban garage is?
In Saugatuck.
Douglas.
In Douglas.
In Douglas. It's on 130th.
Oh, yes, okay.
You know where the interurban station is? Well, kind of directly across, a little bit to the west. There is an old farm, a house with an old barn real close to the road. And well, that was that was the house where I went to help.
Okay.
Well, as I say, well then this was June. Well, and then along toward the time for school to start, Aunt Lizzie said, well, why don't you stay with us and go to school in Saugatuck? Well, my mother, that was favorable with her because she wanted me to be able to go to school, and the only way that I could go to school would be to live elsewhere and work from my room and board, which is exactly what I did. So for 4 years, I lived with Mr. and Mrs. Scarlett and went to school in Saugatuck and worked all summer to earn money for my shoes and for my whatever I needed to have. But they were very good to me, but I worked very hard and gave up a lot of childhood. You know, I was 15 and I gave up everything. I had no time to go with the other girls. I knew no one really, just those that I had met in school, and so well, I never had a chance to go to the beach like kids used to go and so forth. Well, that was okay. So when it came time for me to go to Western Michigan, of course, my aunt and my parents, they knew that I had always dreamed of being a teacher. So it was Mr. and Mrs. Scarlett who financed me by paying for my tuition and my books and my room rent. And I had a room which belonged, well, the owners were people that belonged to relatives in.
Back on. You were telling me about Western, going to Western, and your
Yes.
room at Western.
Right. Well, I roomed with some people whom Mr. and Mrs. Scarlett were acquainted with. They wanted to know that I was secure in a good, good area. And with these people, they felt that I would be safe and sound and secure. So I had my room there. Well, I was there for a year and a half, and then the last half of my 2 years, I stayed with one of my professor's family. I had him in my English composition class, and he wanted to. Well, I had been doing some babysitting, and he wanted me to stay with them all the time, and then he wouldn't have to be driving back and forth, to pick me up and bring me back when I did babysitting in the evening, of course. So that's what I did my last half year at Western. I stayed with Mr. and Mrs. Herbert Slusser, and I took care, after school and so forth. They had 2 little ones at that time. Well, they were very good to me too, and I enjoyed being with them because I didn't have very far to walk to school, and I felt sort of privileged to be with Professor Slusser's house, taking care of his little children. I felt kind of special. Well, anyway, then I received my life certificate, and it was my Michigan life certificate. And then I had an opportunity. I could have been teaching in, well, I've forgotten, Battle Creek, and I had interviews with Niles. But Aunt Lizzie, when I called her to tell her, she was Mrs. Scarlett then, when I called her to tell her I had this opportunity, she said, I wish you'd just wait a while. Maybe I told you this before. I did make an application for Douglas, and I did get the assignment, and that was the only time I had ever, made an application for a job. And, well, as I say, I was there 7 years, and then in 1933, Edward and I decided we were going to get married. I was 28, he was 29, and it was tough going because he had worked with his dad on the farm, and the farm was only about a little over a mile to the west of here. It was a large 80-acre farm and had a lot of fruit trees, and Edward was the only son, so his dad depended upon him. Well, of course, his dad couldn't pay him a lot of money because he was still struggling along to, get going with young fruit trees. It took time to mature these young fruit trees, but by that time, well, they were, getting along okay. But then we had an opportunity to buy this farm. It had been lost on a mortgage, and so anyway, we did buy this farm on a land contract. Wow. We were pretty brave during the Depression, to do that. Banks were closed that year, everything. Well, that was in 33 that the banks were closed, but by 34, when we bought this farm, what money I had was tied up in the bank in Saugatuck, and I couldn't get any of it at that time. So we were fortunate, however, because we knew Mr. Brady, who was in the bank, and when we made plans to buy this farm, we went over there, and Mr. Brady said, well, you have some money here on a savings account, which I did. It wasn't a lot. After paying for a Ford Model A car in 1929 and paying for appendectomy surgery and so forth, and paying back what I had borrowed to go to school, I didn't have a lot of money left, but Mr. Brady said, fine, if you are agreeable, we will just use that money as your down payment on the farm. Well, that suited me just fine.
That's nice. Yeah.
That suited me just fine. So that gave us a chance then.
And was that the Fruit Growers Bank at that time?
That's right. That was the Fruit Growers Bank, and
Okay.
Mr. Lemuel Brady was the man that we dealt with. And
Interesting.
so then that's how we happened to, get started on this farm. Well, that gave Edward a chance, whatever money we had. By the way, he had his money, what he had saved in the Fenville Bank. And during all that moratorium, the Fenville Bank was only closed a day and a half because it was more or less of a private bank. The Hutchinson family, they were quite well-to-do, so they assumed responsibility for the bank. So the government let them go ahead and open the bank on their terms, and it worked out beautifully. So we could get married with money Edward had saved. I didn't have anything. Couldn't even buy a new pair of hose
Oh my.
that year when we were married, because I had nothing, because I had no check, nothing, and I couldn't draw anything out of my savings account because that was frozen, but good. So anyway, that was that. And
You were lucky you got your home then, huh?
we got our home, and that was in 34.
That's great.
Well, that's what, 58, or is it 59 years? 58 years ago, because I think it's 59, 59 years ago that we were married.
You mentioned when you saw the book that May Heath wrote that you knew May Heath.
Yes.
And
I remember her
What can you
real-
tell us about her?
I remember her very well because, of course, she was a very well-known lady. I hadn't met her, but I knew who she was, and I had met her or seen her or whatever. And I had to give a welcome speech at the alumni banquet over at the Butler Hotel. And so I thought, well, I'm going to go to Mrs. Heath. Maybe she can give me some ideas, because I hadn't ever, done anything like that. And I was already teaching at that time.
What year would this have been then?
This had been about 1929.
Okay.
I think it was the spring of 29. Yes, it was. And I have an article someplace about that long, about the banquet and, but who the people were who were on the program and so forth. Well, I was president of the Alumni Association that year.
Okay.
So I went to Mrs. Heath, and she was so sweet, and she gave me some ideas, what I could say. She was, by her book, she writes very well.
Yeah.
So she gave me some hints, and I remember having spent some time at her home with Mrs. Heath. She was rather a large
Where
person.
did she live? Which house?
Let's see. You know where the where the Congregational Church is in Saugatuck, up on the hill. On that street, I believe it was the corner house on that street. I believe, if I remember correctly, but it was in that area anyway, because I remember going there to see her.
Yeah. Wow. I noticed that too in this book there was an article where she had written about James Wark.
Right.
And then mentions Catherine or
Yes.
Kate.
Kate. Yes, you see, Edward's grandmother died before he was even born.
Oh, okay.
She died in, Edward was born in 1904. She died at Christmas time of 1903. Well, then Edward's grandfather didn't marry until about, I think it was about 1907 or 8. I think it was 1907 that he was married to Aunt Kate.
Oh, okay.
And everybody, well, she was much younger than he, and he was already a grandfather. So anyway, she was very popular Oh, and that's a good picture of Sarah
Yeah,
Kirby.
this is a blow up from those pictures that you had given Alice to
Oh,
give
for
to me.
goodness! Oh, yes, that's a beautiful picture
And
of Sarah.
this came from let's see. Oh, this came from this picture.
Oh,
that you
yes,
gave me.
that's right.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
yes.
Kate Wark is in this, isn't she?
Yes, she's right here.
That one. Okay.
Yes, Aunt Kate.
Uh-huh.
And this is Jenny Durham. And Jenny Durham, it's her granddaughter that I had lunch with yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It's her daughter, or her granddaughter. She had a daughter, Leah, who's gone, Leah Whipple. And Ruth Jean was one of her granddaughters. And this is Lenore Spencer.
And she was a piano teacher?
Lenore was a piano teacher. And this
Okay.
is Mrs. Zeech. I taught with her for a few years.
Now, would you guess that these ladies are in black because they were widows? They were the widows at that time?
Could be. It could be. No, Mabel Zeech wasn't a widow
She
at
wasn't
that.
a
No,
widow
no,
at that
no,
time.
no, 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 no. Mabel's husband died long after that.
Okay.
Yeah, because this was taken before 1920. This was taken before I came to Douglas.
Yeah, I had a feeling this was taken probably about 1910
I have no idea.
because of the dress.
Yeah, because Aunt Kate came to Douglas, I say it was about 1907. Quite sure that was the year she came to Douglas.
Now, are you familiar with this picture back here? This, let's see. This picture.
No, I have never seen this
This I got
picture.
through the Saugatuck-Douglas Historical Society. And it's presumed that it was taken around 1896. And this is Sarah over here.
Oh, it doesn't even look like her.
And Mrs. Gerber.
Oh, I remember Mrs. Gerber, but this doesn't even look like her. Of course, this was before I knew her. Mrs. Gerber used to play the piano at the Douglas Congregational Church when I was living with Mr. and Mrs. Scarlett and went to church with them.
And this is Mr. Gerber, from what I was told.
Daniel Milton, I remember. Oh, he was a large man. He was massive.
Really?
The only car he could fit into was a Model T. He couldn't get behind a wheel because he was a corpulent man.
Oh.
He was I remember him. He was a partner in the basket factory with Edward's grandfather.
Now, would you guess that this is Bud or Willard Kirby, and
Willard
that
Kirby.
would be Faith?
Faith and Evans. No, I wouldn't guess because I wouldn't know. No, I wouldn't know. No, you see, I didn't know him.
Okay.
But his wife is in this big picture.
She was in this picture back here. Is this her?
Yeah, this is she.
And what was her name?
You know, I can't think of it now. It began with a B, and I cannot think of what her name was. It came to me once, and it slipped again.
You wouldn't happen to have heard where this picture might have been taken, would you?
No, I don't know. The scenery, I can't. It was not in Aunt Kate's yard. That I know. But all the trees, I really don't know where that was taken.
Because it had this wonderful swing here.
Oh yes, that's right. We had
And,
a swing like this.
And that great tree, but
Yes, see, I cannot recall.
Yeah.
But I remember a lot of these ladies. This is Mrs. Ellis. I remember her real well.
And that's
she was blind.
The street that is named after her, right?
Right.
And her house is up there back of
Right.
where the
Yes.
near the bowling alley. But
That's
that house
right,
that's
across
up,
the street there. Yeah, well, this
Okay.
this is her house. Because our first year that we were married, we rented this lady's house.
Mrs. Schuem.
Mrs. Schuem. It was a summer house, and we lived in just from, well, we didn't move there until October, until spring. Then they wanted their home. We just rented it for the winter. That's when we came here.
Okay.
Or rather, when we bought this place, and we lived with Edward's parents for all summer till we got this house ready. And this house was a mess. I scrubbed and I cleaned, and Edward and I papered every room in this house, upstairs and down, ourselves.
Oh my.
It was really a job.
I'm sure.
And I scrubbed because, I don't know, it didn't look clean, you know, and I used Lysol until my hands peeled.
Yeah.
I scrubbed these floors upstairs and down because there are 4 rooms upstairs. And 2 are rather small, but 2 are good sized. One I use as a storeroom, but I have beds in 3 of them. So when my family comes from Chicago, we have ample rooms to sleep, although somebody has to sleep on the Davenport here. And I have wall-to-wall sleeping bags in this
Oh
part.
my. Big family.
Well, I guess my brother's family, his grandchildren, 4 of them sleep here on the floor.
Oh,
They
that's
love
nice.
it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
I have, let's see, there was something else I have here. Oh, I have a copy of the first mortgage when Sarah,
Oh, is that
the
so?
first mortgage on the house.
Oh, for
And
goodness
she
sake.
had paid $400.
Oh,
and
yes.
it was at a rate of 10%, and she borrowed the money from Mr. Kirby. Did you know him?
No, I know the name. The name Kirby. Aunt Lizzie used to. Aunt Lizzie used to tell me. She'd visit with me by the hour and tell me. So many of these facts were handed down, you know, from her. She told me many of these things.
Yeah.
So many of these names are familiar.
So that's a copy of her first mortgage.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
And she had the mortgage in her own name and not in her husband's
Not
name.
in her. That's strange.
Did
isn't
you
it?
ever hear anything about
No.
her husband?
No.
She never talked about
No,
him, or
no, never heard much about him.
never
No.
saw any pictures of him.
And by the way, I might as well tell you, you see that, what's it called? What do they call those now?
What?
That silver.
Oh, this.
Yeah,
It's like a cruet set or whatever.
yeah, but it has a name.
I don't know.
It has another name. Do you know that that came from Mrs. Kirby's house?
Oh, really?
This came from Mrs. Kirby's house at the time of her sale.
Oh, and she had a sale?
Well, she lost the house.
What happened?
She
Tell
lost
me
the
what
house.
happened.
She lost the house. And I don't know, this was in 33, probably the beginning of 34. I'm not sure when the sale took place. But there was an auction sale in her house. And I still have upstairs a chair that Edward and I bought. Well, we didn't have any money to buy a lot of things. But I did buy a chair, and I did have at one time where my desk is here. I had a pedestal desk, you know, the middle was broad and then it had the desk part on top. And that was in the Kirby house, just as you went in at the front door at your right. That desk was there for years. You know, well, it was there a long time. Now, how come I bought that desk?
Do you know what happened to Sarah that caused her to lose the house? I have
an idea.
Do you?
Yes. Her son had a lot to do with it.
Oh, okay.
Willard. Willard was a free spender, and I think Willard got away with a lot of his mother's finances.
Here's an advertisement I had found in it's right here.
Oh.
And this was in a brochure that I think had been printed for Douglas's 50th anniversary, maybe.
Oh, yes.
And she was calling the house Hawthorne Lodge, and it has her name, and she was renting rooms at
For
that
goodness
time.
sake, that was before 1933.
Yes, and I think this might have been 1920,
Oh,
1924.
could have been.
And then later, see, her daughter joins her,
Oh, yes.
and they're using the house for convalescent care or
Oh,
home
yes,
for
I
people.
remember that.
Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember that. That was after they had the auction and sold everything in the house. Mrs. Kirby had beautiful cut glass and everything, and I remember I didn't go to the sale because I didn't have any money to buy anything with. But my Uncle John Scarlett, Mr. Scarlett, bought this, and I inherited then. When I inherited Uncle John and Aunt Lizzie's, I was very fortunate. They were very good to me. Yes, that is sterling silver, by the way.
My goodness.
And Uncle John bought it, and then, as I say, I inherited from Uncle John. Well, I think it's beautiful. It is just beautiful.
We have to show what she's talking about so that... Can I lift it up?
Yes, you do. Now, there's a little paper underneath it. It's called it has a caster. This is called a caster.
Oh, okay.
This is called caster. And you see, it rotates.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You see, one is for vinegar, one is for oil.
One might be for mustard?
Yeah, this is for mustard. And of course, this has lost all of its black now, and I can't make it look any better. But this part here rotates, you see, and this is sterling silver.
Oh, they do.
And I've polished it a good many times because it gets black very easily.
I'm going to set this down
But that
here.
is, it's called a caster. And as I say, this is one of Mrs. Kirby's possessions.
So the auction sale would have been like in 33, 34?
33, 34, along in there.
Okay.
'Cause
And then after that, you think they had the Hawthorne Lodge with the convalescent care, or would it have been after that that the hospital started going in there?
well, this was not the Hawthorne Lodge when she had the people come there, because it, I don't know, it right away began to be called a hospital.
Okay. And this is a picture that I have then of the hospital. This came off of a
Oh yes.
birth
Yeah.
certificate that was dated 1945.
Oh yes. Well, these
And it shows some
stairs, this
steps.
is where they would go up to the living area, or, well, I don't know what they used those stairs for. I think the nurses used those stairs when they went upstairs. They must have had living quarters up there, because I know the attic was also utilized.
Did you ever go upstairs or in the house when you were young? Like
No,
no?
no. My first introduction was as a patient. I was there
dear.
twice as a surgery patient.
Oh.
And I used to go there to visit when it was a hospital, because as you went in the door, the mothers were at the right, and across the hall, that's where the babies were in the nursery.
Yeah.
And then beyond the nursery, on the west side of the stairs, that was this operating room.
Okay.
I remember that vividly.
Yeah.
When I was there on two different occasions. And then, you know, in order to go up those steps, a patient, of course, couldn't walk. So very often, Miss Clayson.
Oh, I've got a picture of her.
Okay, Miss Clayson.
There's Merle
yeah,
Clayson.
yeah,
Her,
Miss Clayson. She would call Johnson. She would call Elwin Johnson, who was in the Johnson's garage.
Okay.
And he and his helper would come and lift patients up those steps.
I had ladies stay with me like 3 weeks ago, and they were relatives of hers.
Oh, Miss Clayson. Oh, yes.
And this is her son, Jerry.
Yeah, I remember Jerry as a boy.
Apparently they lived in
And
the
her,
basement.
and Miss Clayson's mother was there to help too.
Right.
And Mrs. Gosshorn used to be the cook at that time. She prepared the meals. So that was my only visitation was visiting people at the hospital. And then Uncle John Scarlett. Oh, what was the year? That was in 1958. Yeah, that was 58. He had a heart attack, and he was upstairs well, I was in this area right here. I was a patient in that area, a room. Uncle John was on the other side here in a room. Yeah, there were a lot of rooms up there.
Yeah, 5. There were 5.
Yes, and Uncle John was there for about 5 weeks,
Oh,
and
my.
I used to take Aunt Lizzie there. I was living here, but I would take her up there to see Uncle John. In fact, I stayed with her overnight the first few nights, because they didn't know whether Uncle John would survive, and I was with Aunt Lizzie. I was teaching in Fenville at that time.
This is a blow-up
yes.
of the picture, or
Oh,
of the
yes.
one with the smaller. You
Oh,
can
yes,
see
I
the old
remember.
car
Oh,
and the-
yeah, that's right. They used to park their cars there. Yes, I remember when they had all those pretty trees too.
Yeah.
Oh, you have some lovely. Oh, and this is Sarah Kirby's
Her obituary.
obituary. Oh, yes, that was in 1959. Yes, she was with. Faith lived there, and Faith married. What was her last name after she married? She married a man from Douglas, and Sarah's granddaughter, Dorothy.
Hall.
Yes, well, she
it
was
Hall?
Dorothy Fisk when she lived in Douglas. Dorothy and Willard Fisk lived in Douglas, and they were divorced. And Willard later married another lady, and they had children, and I had those children in school in Douglas, Willard Fisk's children.
Oh.
That was Dorothy's ex-husband's second wife's
Oh, okay.
children.
Okay.
Because Dorothy didn't live with Willard very long. I don't know. And I've forgotten whether they had children. Because at that time, I was...
Do you know if any of the people who were listed here as survivors could still be living? It was Dorothy N. Hall, of him at California.
During this time, she
Um,
there's Willard. And, you know, it's Willard who had a great deal to do with the losing her home.
Really?
At least that was the story that was.
Now, one of the things I read indicated that Sarah was part owner in the basket factory, or that she had shares in the basket factory.
Could be, but it was minor.
Minor, yeah.
Minor.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Durham, Jenny, and Ev Durham, they also had shares, but the major shares were owned. Well, Mr. Weed had shares, or maybe he sold his shares to Mr. Gerber and Edward's grandfather, because they were the ones who were managing the factory.
And then something else I read indicated that Willard, or Bud, had owned the Butler Hotel for a while.
Oh, I see. I didn't remember that.
You don't remember that?
Well, well, I don't know. His reputation was not good.
How old would he be?
Oh, I haven't any idea. See, I've seen him, you know, I knew, well, that's Willard Kirby, but I was young and I didn't really pay any attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sort of I gathered that his reputation, and it sort of got around that it was through him that Sarah lost everything.
Yeah.
He was a gambler, they said, and he drank and sort of was at the bottom of a great many of her heartaches.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, could be. I don't know.
Yeah. It indicates here that it was at her request that she's buried in the Riverside Cemetery in Hemet, California.
That's right. Well, that's where Faith lived, and that's also where Dorothy lived. See, Dorothy moved there after well, I don't know whether she met this Mr. Hall there or here. I really don't know. I never knew much about. I knew more about Faith because I remember she worked with Dr. Walker.
How old was she when you knew her?
She was older than I, because when I was a junior in high school, I had my tonsils out in Dr. Walker's office with a local anesthetic, and I remember sitting there. And
is that where the design shop is now?
It's just off of the park in Saugatuck, back, the second building in back of Butler.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that was Dr. Walker's office.
And you had your tonsils out with
And I was a junior in high school then, and I had gotten so thin, and Lizzie was very worried about me. So anyway, Dr. Walker took my tonsils out at spring vacation, and I remember Faith and Evans. Well, of course, I was sitting in the chair, and of course, Dr. Walker, here he was. I had just a local. And I remember I gagged because the blood, you know, kept running down my throat. And I had a cough, and I coughed blood all over Faith's white uniform.
Oh, my.
I can remember that.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I felt so badly because, well, I had nothing. I had this blood was just trickling down my throat, and what do you do?
Yeah.
I had no way of stopping it, and I coughed, and here was Faith, and I tell you, I showered her with red blood all over her white starched uniform. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Then several years later, well, quite a few years later than that, I had to have an appendectomy, and at the same time, Faith was, after I was there for a while, well, the hospital then was the next place beyond Dr. Walker's office. It wasn't a hospital.
Okay.
It belonged to a Mrs. Whipple and Mrs. Pride. They were sisters, and they had a little house in back of Dr. Walker's office. And whenever there was an occasion, like, you know, surgery or whatever, well, then they would open their home. And I had my appendix operation in February of 29. Yeah, February of 29. And I remember they opened up the dining room table, and the surgeon, this was in the evening, the surgeon came from Grand Rapids with his nurse and his satchel with sterilized materials. This was in the evening.
My.
And I remember them putting the cone over my face. And when I woke up, I was in a bed in Mrs. Pride's house, which was then the hospital, the only hospital. And I was there only a few days when Faith came in, and she had surgery. So she was in another room.
Oh.
And I don't remember anything about what her surgery was. But you know, I was there in Mrs. Pride and Mrs. Whipple's home. I was there 20 days. That time, well, I had some problems with my incision. There was an infection or something. Something went wrong. And I was there longer than usual. You know what my bill was?
No.
Exactly $100.
Oh my.
I
Oh
was
my.
there 20 days
Oh my.
at $5 a day. And you know, at that time, they didn't let me sit up or get up or anything for days, and I got weak as a rag. And here I was teaching in Douglas at the time.
Oh,
And yesterday, Ruth Jean, she was mentioning it to me.
Uh-huh.
Those kids, they thought I was going to die. And Ruth Jean, she remembers so well. She was a little girl. I had her in school, and she said to her mother that she just would have to go over and prove it. She would have to. Her mother would have to take her over to Saugatuck, so that Ruth Jean knew I was still alive, because kids were scared to death that I was going to die and I wouldn't be their teacher anymore. And Ruth Jean was mentioning what a time the kids had.
Yeah.
And they had a substitute, and
Scary.
the substitute, I don't know, I won't even mention names, but I guess she scared those kids because she told them that she could turn into a bear.
Oh.
Those little kids were petrified.
Yeah.
Well, which was wrong, but anyway, I was glad when I could get back, and the kids welcomed me when I got back.
If you were to go through your mind and through your memory and walk down the street in Douglas, there would be, like, on the one corner would be Dutcher Hall,
Yes.
and the next corner where the post office is. What would have been there?
Where the post office is now, let me see, where the post office is now, that was a home. That was the new post office. Next to the post office would be the little.
There's the insurance company now that's next to the
Yeah,
post
well, the
office.
next to them, that was the little. Wasn't it a liquor store lately?
Well,
that used to be Norton's drugstore.
There was a drugstore there. Okay.
Yes, that was a drugstore. But before the drugstore was there, the drugstore was in the building where the township office is now.
Oh, okay.
The drugstore was there first, and then the drugstore moved in that new building, which was later a little tavern or whatever.
Okay.
They had, well, it was a drug. It had, they sold papers and cosmetics and some drugs, I guess. But then it became a liquor store.
Okay. Where the new building is and the insurance company is now, do you remember what was there?
I don't think there was anything there. That was more or less of a blank space.
And do you think there was a house on the corner where the post office is?
I'm not sure, because it was opposite the village hall, but I don't think there was anything there.
Okay.
I think that was just blank space.
And where the village hall is and the fire truck, what was on that corner? Do you remember?
The village hall.
Oh, that's in Douglas, that new building. What would have been there?
Oh, I mean, that was across from the town.
Would be across.
Would be across from. No, that was a filling station on the corner. What was his name? Oh, I can see him. Big, tall man. And that was a filling station.
Okay.
Because just to the west of there, that house across from the post office,
That was the school.
across from the post office to the south on the corner.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, across from the post office to the south, Kidder corner from the village hall. You know, the Masonic building. That's where this little girl that I had lunch with, that was where the Durhams, that's where they lived.
Okay.
Her grandmother Durhams lived there. And the only buildings then in that block were the Durham House and the filling station.
Okay.
What was that boy's
Now
name?
the next corner, if you go across the street from where the filling station was, there's the building that's two-story that looks like a Tudor that they've redone.
Right, and that used to be, at one time, that was the post office, the lower part. At one time, that was a,
Oh, it was.
yeah, that was a Kirby house at that time. And I remember in later years, they had a shoe store in there, because then across the street from there, where the village township office is
Right.
now, or they moved, of course. But at that time, years ago, on the corner, that used to be a grocery store.
Where the township office
Right.
is now.
That used to
Okay.
be, oh, a long time ago. That was McDonald's. One of the McDonald's had a grocery store there. And then next to the grocery store in that same building, that's where the Nortons had their drugstore. Well, then I don't know, the Nortons moved out of there and bought, or rather built, the new building where it later on became, it's vacant right now, but it was a little liquor store.
Oh, that building.
That
Okay.
building down the street to the west on
Okay.
Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And the auction house, that building
Oh.
had been what?
Oh my, I remember the auction house. My first memories of that were Ben Wiegert's grocery store. Ben Wiegert had a grocery store there. The whole corner, that was his grocery. Well, maybe not the whole corner, because next to the grocery store was the telephone office.
Oh. In that
same,
in the little building that's right next to the auction house, where that
it could be
they've
that.
been doing some art things there.
Yeah,
It's been-
yeah. Well, that was the telephone exchange. It was all
Okay.
manually operated.
Ah.
Bessie Schultz had the telephone exchange. Those were the years where you'd have to ring, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and when
You'd
you
talk to
answer
somebody.
and when you answered the phone, you had to listen how many rings, a long and a short, or two shorts and a long, or whatever. And she would ring your house by the number of rings that were
Yeah.
your number.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Now next to the telephone place, then, where the party store is now, or the little bakery that's in
Yeah,
Douglas,
the bakery.
what would that have been?
I just can't recall exactly, and I used to
Okay.
go past there so much. I remember the other side of the street
Okay.
a little bit better.
Okay, the other side.
The
of
other
the street, there's
street,
a Douglas Dinette.
that Dinette, that used to be Waltz's butcher shop. I remember the sawdust on the floor.
Oh, really?
Oh my, yes, I remember that real well. And then right next to that building was a little lean-to, and that was where he had a little store there where he sold vegetables. Pete's Miser.
Oh.
That was Pete Miser's little vegetable store. And he was open most of the year until it got real awful cold. Well, then he had to wait until spring because there was no heat. And then next to that, there was a big two-story building, which is now the parking
Where the
lot.
parking lot is. Okay.
Oh, I remember that very well. There was a two-story building, and the lower part was the post office in Douglas. It had big windows on each side of the door going in. It had big, wide windows. And that was the Douglas post office for years when I was going to high school.
Oh.
And I remember I would have to bring home egg cases, 6 dozen egg cases, wooden egg cases, because Aunt Lizzie would send fresh eggs to Chicago in those cases, and these people would send the empty cases back and order more eggs.
Oh my.
So we had to carry, well, I didn't carry the full cases, but I would have to bring home not every day, but whenever they would come, I would get the mail and carry back because I had to walk down the Tannery Hill, up the Tannery Hill, in order to get to Aunt Lizzie's house where I lived.
Yeah.
Then upstairs, see, that was when Roy McDonald was the postmaster, and after that, after about 33, um, John Campbell was he was the last postmaster in the old building. Upstairs there were apartments where the McDonalds lived, and I
Okay.
guess there were yes, there was one other apartment, because I remember when a friend and her husband lived there upstairs.
Uh-huh.
And that was it until that brick building was on the corner then.
Yeah.
And I just said that at one time downstairs they had a shoe store. I was
Okay.
teaching in Douglas at that time when
Uh-huh.
they
When
had the shoe
was
store.
there.
Yes.
Okay. Now the building that's on the corner of, I think it's Washington and Center, it would have been kitty corner across from the Douglas house that has the bay windows and things like that. It's kind of a stately looking building. Do you know what that would have been? It's on the next block down.
To the east?
Mm-hmm.
Well, on the corner there are apartments. That used to be Van Sickles' store.
Okay, and what was that?
Well, Van Sickles had, let me see, Harold Van Sickle and Louise had the grocery part. And then Harold's father had the hardware depart, because Van Sickles was two stores.
Uh-huh.
Harold's father had all the tools and stuff in the hardware part. And he was kept busy selling stuff. It was the only hardware store in town. If you wanted some nails, you'd have to go to Van Sickles to get them.
Yeah.
And then Kidder Corner from that, there's a white house on the corner now. Well, that used to be the Douglas Hotel, or the Douglas House.
Right.
And that was a big two-story building. Fred Schultz owned that, and it burned to the ground the year we were married in 1930.
Okay.
In the fall and winter, probably in the winter of 34, it burned to the ground. I remember when that burned to the ground. And then Mr. Schultz rebuilt just the house part, and he lived there until he died.
So what's standing now is not part of anything that had
No.
been left? Okay.
No, that was built after 34.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I remember Fred Schultz real well.
Yeah. And do you remember the basket factory?
Oh my, yes. Oh my, yes. That was, where the location was, way at the end of the street.
I kind of think I do, but yet when I get down there, it's hard to tell exactly where
On
it
Main
is.
Street, which is the North and South Street,
Right.
off of Center.
Uh-huh.
The very last house before you approach the highway.
Okay.
A large house. Edward's grandfather built that house. And he lived in that house for many, many years while he was in the basket factory, and after that he lived in that
And that
big
house is still there?
Beautiful big house. And just this summer sometime, when we had this big windstorm, a great big tree had lopped over. Maybe you remember that if you went up that street.
Yeah.
Oh yes, this great big
On
tree.
Main Street.
On Main Street, the very last house before you approach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks kind of Victorian. It's painted gray?
Yes.
Is that the house?
Light gray.
Okay. I know which house then.
Well, that was the house Edward's grandfather built, and he built that the year that he went into the basket factory, because he used to have a farm here on 66th Street, and he sold that, and see, his family, they were all grown up at that time, excepting his daughter, Mrs. Scarlett, at that time, and they lived in Douglas while the house was being built, and Mrs. Scarlett's mother, Grandpa Wark's wife, she only lived in the house maybe 6 weeks when she died. She was very sick at the time he was building the house. So that was in Christmas of 1904 that she died. Then Edward was born the following year. He was born in she died in 1903, and Edward was born in 1904. Yeah. He was a year older than I. I was born in 1905.
1905. Yeah. The basket factory, do you remember when it burned?
Yes. It was my first year teaching. It was in April of 27. I began teaching in Douglas in 26. and it burned to the ground in April. I think it was the 29th of April, because Aunt Lizzie had made a birthday cake for me, and she brought, anyway, after the fire was more or less conquered, in the night, anyway, she brought the birthday cake down to the house, and I remember she served birthday cake to the firemen. It was my birthday. See, that year I was 22. Yes, I was 22 that year.
That's
Yes.
incredible.
Oh, I tell you, a lot of things have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I might tell you too. I didn't. Just came to me. Just beyond where the post office was on Center Street,
Okay.
on the left-hand side, on the south side, there was another grocery store. McDonald's had a grocery store. There were more grocery stores in town.
That sounds like 3 or 4 grocery
There were
stores.
4 grocery stores
My goodness.
besides the meat market. Of course, the meat market didn't sell any groceries.
Yeah.
The meat
Sold
market
meat.
sold eggs and meat, and that was it. Don't think they even sold cheese.
My goodness. But 4 grocery stores. At
Yes.
that time. That's a
Ben
lot.
Wiegert's had a big grocery store. Van Sickles had the biggest grocery store. Then there was on the other corner where the village hall, not village hall, where the township office and the village clerk's office, corner building. That was a grocery store. And then across the street, Roy McDonald's son had a grocery store. Now I remember going into McDonald's grocery store. I remember this so vividly. I used to have to stop and bring home this or this from the store. And I remember going into that store, and they had kind of low cookie boxes. You open the lid, and here there were those marshmallow cookies, you know, with chocolate, fudge, and chocolate-covered marshmallows. Oh, gee, and with a cookie base. Oh, I thought those were so good.
Sounds good.
And I remember, you know, having to bring home some cookies, and I always chose, I thought those were the best-looking ones, so I would pick those out.
Yeah. Oh. So you would walk. Do you remember ever a foundation or a building where the tannery would have been at Tannery Creek?
No,
that was long gone.
that was long gone. I used to have to, most of the time, I used to have to walk through down the one side of the tannery hill and up the other. And then in order not to have to walk all around and go back, I would cut through the orchard, you know, where the Drought house is now.
Yes.
Remember that big house that was
Yes, right in the curve.
right on the curve? Well, Mrs. Drought lived there, and later on I taught school with Mrs. Drought. But I used to, when I went to high school, I used to cut through by their house. Then I would come out. When I cut through the field, I would come out on 130th now, and then Aunt Lizzie lived right there. And Aunt Lizzie and Uncle John had when I was going to high school, they had a big Airedale dog. And Aunt Lizzie said this big Airedale dog, he would go to the north window of her house in their living room, and he would part the curtains, and if he saw me coming, he would wag his little stubby tail, so she knew I was coming. Oh, he was a big brown and black. Oh, he was a great big Airedale, and he thought I was just all right.
Yeah, that's nice.
But she used to laugh. Well, she'd say to Uncle John, well, Mary's on her way home because here's Pat letting us know that he sees her coming. Pat was quite a dog.
Let's see, what else did I find? Oh, this. This is a copy of a booklet that was put out, I think, maybe in the 20s. And there are pictures of houses in here. This is where I had gotten the
from the Hawthorne Lodge.
But then there are pictures of the buildings up here, like the school
Oh,
and things like that.
yes, the school, see? And at that time, it didn't have any shutters. See, that's when I was teaching, it didn't have any shutters.
So do you think this could have been about the 20s? Look at this. This is
I remember Idleys.
Idleys.
That's on I remember that's where John Campbell lived, and that's where Adelaide Bird lived. Oh gosh, I remember. I don't remember the tourist camp. Yeah, I remember Idleys. I think it's called the Valentine Lodge now.
Yeah, I think that's.
And I remember the lady who lived there. She was opening one of those windows, and she had a stick to open up the window, and that stick snapped and got into her eye, and she became blind. That was Irene Campbell. Lost her eye at that house.
My goodness.
Oh my, I should say. Well, I don't own this.
Golfing.
This is West Shore. Oh yeah, that was the beginning. Yeah, that was, see, that was just in the process of being made. That was prior to 1920.
Was it?
Oh yes.
See, I've been trying to date this little booklet, and
Oh yes.
and this is just a copy of the booklet.
Oh, and I remember the Pines, which is down the hill.
Down the hill where?
Yes, that's, it's at the golf course, down the hill, the bottom of the hill that leads to the Baldhead Road.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Is that a house? It's a house.
Yeah, there's a house there now. I remember Isabel Tisdale lived there until about 5, maybe. Years have gone by so fast. Isabel passed away several years ago, and she was a very good friend. She loved my cats.
Oh.
And when she had bought food that her cats wouldn't eat, she'd bring the little cans of food. Maybe my cats would eat them.
Oh.
So my cats benefited, from food that her cats wouldn't eat.
Do you remember this? Do you remember where Oak Manor was?
No. On the Kalamazoo River. That must have been,
In Douglas.
but I can't remember that. On the Kalamazoo River in Douglas. That I cannot. Mrs. Falconer. Are you sure that wasn't at the foot of Baldhead someplace? No, that would be Saugatuck. No, I don't remember that at all. Not in Douglas. I don't remember any Oak Manor.
It looks so
No.
stately.
That must have been on the Baldhead side. That was the Baldhead side.
Beechmont.
Well, Beechmont, I remember that very well.
That's been torn down, hasn't it?
I don't know. See, I don't go on that.
Yeah.
That was Mrs. McVeigh's. But I remember Beechmont. Maybe they have Rosemont in here, too.
Yes, Rosemont is in there.
Yeah, well, Rosemont, my sister-in-law, Edward's sister, and Doug Bryan, her husband, bought Rosemont.
Oh.
And they lived right next door to Rosemont.
Uh-huh.
And they had it as a rooming house, not as a resort. But Doug's mother used to have people stay there by the week or month. Pre-automobile days, people would come and stay. So she would cook.
There's the
Well,
one
there's
at
Rosemont.
And
Yeah.
see the dress.
That must
Does
be
that
must be Mrs. Bryan. That was pre-1920. Yeah, see, that was Miss Ellen Bryan. That was pre-1920.
Is it?
Oh my, yes. Well, Doug and Beatrice bought Rosemont after 33. They were married the same year we were in 33. But Mrs. Bryan, well, Beatrice, my sister-in-law, worked at Rosemont. See, that was how she met Doug. But Mrs. Bryan and her 2 daughters, they would do the washing, great big wash tubs, wash all those sheets, do all that cooking. And the summer Beatrice worked there. She worked in the dining room and helped other things too. Yes. Oh, sure.
Let's see, it goes back the other way. There are advertisements on 4.
Oh, yes. Oh, I remember those boats. I remember vividly going to high school. See, the bridge now is not where the original bridges were.
Okay, tell me about the original bridges.
Oh, I have some pictures of the swing bridge.
Oh, do you?
Uh-huh. I have some pictures of the swing bridge.
And when you would leave Douglas, and did it go off of Main Street? Or where did the bridge take off from when you left Douglas to go?
Oh, let me see. A little bit to the north of Main Street, it made a curve. Closer, see, The new bridge is to the south of the old swing bridge. And there were two bridges at that time.
Oh.
There were two bridges. First you came to the swing bridge, which was located, you know, where the new, those funny looking houses, that complex.
Oh, the condominiums.
Those condominiums. Well, at the edge of those condominiums, that's where the swing bridge came up to. See, the swing bridge was north of the bridge now.
Oh, okay.
That highway came through there, and that made a difference. And well, then after you crossed the swing bridge, you had to go along the edge of the river or the edge of the lake. And sometimes when the wind was strong, the water would slop over onto this little walk.
Oh my.
Oh yes, I can remember that. And there were willow trees planted on each side, big willow trees. Of course, they're all gone now. Well, then at the end of that, then there was a stationary bridge because there was water. There was the river, a branch of the river, I would say, under that stationary bridge. And then that would turn to go into Saugatuck. Somewhere I have a picture of the swing bridge. A man turning the thing, and the bridge would turn to allow boats to go through there, sailboats to go through there. I think I have them right real close. I think I can even find them, those pictures of the swing bridge. Yes. See here? See, here is this is the second bridge. See?
Oh my goodness.
And here is the swing bridge. And right here where that house is, right there, just beyond that is where those condominiums are. The man who operated the swing bridge in the summer used to live there, and at one time there's an Indian family living there. Oh, I remember that bridge. It used to go across.
So this is going from
Off
Douglas,
Douglas.
over to Saugatuck.
Right,
and
right.
the condominiums were over
Right there, right there. And here's the man that.
Oh my.
There's the man that
That
operated the swing bridge.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And this must be familiar
This
to
is beautiful. Now, which way was this going? This is
let
connecting
me see.
Saugatuck and Douglas.
Yeah, that was closer to Saugatuck. That was beyond the swing bridge.
Okay.
See, this is a stationary
This is
bridge.
still going from Douglas into
This,
Saugatuck.
yes. Well, this goes from out of Douglas. This is the first bridge. I had to walk across this bridge, and then there was a little causeway there between the water here, and the water here. See?
Oh.
That causeway. See, there were big, tall willow trees. Then, when I went across this bridge and looked across the Kalamazoo Lake here, that's where I saw those big boats.
Oh.
Two of them, the North American and the South American. And that was beautiful. And one year there were 3 of them parked there, and that was a beautiful sight.
Oh,
the
my.
pavilion there, and
Isn't that something?
oh yeah, well
Oh,
now those are the. Now some of these are. See, I'm a saver. See, here are the 2 bridges. Oh, and here is the.
Now this is before the big pavilion was built. There's no pavilion in this picture.
Yes, the pavilion is there, I think.
I don't think so.
Well, maybe not. No, the pavilion. They were boats parked there. This is
That's before the
That's
pavilion.
pre-pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old picture. See, here's the swing bridge.
Oh my goodness. And, was this the basket factory?
Yes, that's the basket factory, right in back of the swing bridge.
Oh wow.
There, I have a better picture of it. See, I collect pictures. Now this is where, this is Lydecker's Inn.
Incredible.
This is
Coral Gables?
Coral Gables.
Yep. And I remember Julia Funk telling me when she and her husband were married, Sarah had the wedding reception in her house. But shortly after that, they had closed this or something, and she remembers the curtains flying out the window and everything, and her husband at that time went over to close the windows. And the tables were still set with the dishes, just like the people had gotten up and left the tables.
Oh, for heaven's sake, that was
Yeah.
Roscoe, her husband. And it was Roscoe's brother, Clyde, where I had my room. because Roscoe and Clyde Funk were brothers of Mabel Zeach.
Oh.
Take you back a ways.
Yeah. Well, that's the pavilion. Yeah.
And then this,
Oh, I love
here's
these.
a pavilion and Leindecker's, well, which is now Coral Gables.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I have lots of, I used to go, oh, here's the Douglas Basket Factory.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh, this is wonderful. This is another picture, 1881.
Which one?
This one says Saugatuck, Michigan, 1881.
Oh, I see.
So that's definitely before the pavilion.
Oh, sure, see? And this is how I remember Butler House.
Oh, yes.
And this picture,
What a nice old hotel that was.
and this picture was taken in Grandpa Wark's house.
Oh,
They had a party.
now this,
It
was this
a,
the house that you were telling me about, the
that's
gray house
yes,
on
that's,
Main Street?
That's where when Aunt Kate came to live there. Aunt Kate is, oh, where is she? Here's Mrs. Zeach, here's Mrs. Durham. This is Aunt Kate right over here at the very top.
Okay.
This is in their dining room. She had a costume party or something. And these were all friends.
Oh, you know what? I think this is Sarah.
Could be. Could be.
Yeah, it looks like Sarah.
Could be. Could see. That was before my
It is.
time. That was before. That was shortly after Aunt Kate was married. She was married in 1907. In 1907. Yes.
Huh.
She was married in 1907.
That's Sarah. I know it is.
Good.
That is just wild.
Well, I tell you,
It looks like Halloween party.
well, I
what
don't
it
think
looks like.
I don't think it was exactly Halloween. I think I have two of these
It
pictures.
just says costume party at the
Yeah.
Wark's house.
Yeah.
Ah.
I think I have two of those.
Yeah.
And if you can, I think, and if there's two there, you may have one.
Oh my goodness. I would treasure that.
I'm sure
There
there's.
are two.
Are there two?
Uh-huh.
Well, then you take one
Oh my.
and keep
Thank
it.
you.
And keep it.
That's wonderful.
Well, goodness sake. Now this is the old harbor. This is a boat entering the old harbor. And here are the North and South Americans. Oh, I had friends who worked on the North and South American.
Huh. What years were they here? Or they
That-
always wintered here?
No,
or-
they wintered there. See, that was by the pavilion they wintered. And then the law restricted them from parking there because they were afraid if something should happen to the pavilion, those boats would be victims too.
Oh,
So they
yeah.
had to change their...
Even then they were thinking about
That's right. They had to go to Holland. So after that they were... Now this was, when they were in Saugatuck, this was about in between 1920 and 24 when I was walking to school in Saugatuck.
Huh. Oh,
Well,
my God.
anyway.
That's
See,
fascinating.
I have two of these, and if you look for the other one, you can have this other one.
Oh my goodness, Mary.
Well, you're welcome to them because my goodness, I collected them, but I don't know how. I must have bought them.
They're really not exactly alike. And you
Oh
might
well,
wanna
they're close
consult.
enough. They're close enough to be. Now this one, Road and Bridge. They both say the same thing. You take whichever one you want.
Oh, Mary.
Take whichever one you want.
Thank you.
A lot of these are pictures that I collected from Fenville. Some of these Fenville pictures the kids gave me.
From school?
Yes, I taught in Fenville 18 years too.
Oh, the old steps.
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about the steps?
No,
they were,
you
they
see.
were put up there before your time, though.
No,
right?
no. I remember climbing up the hill, climbing up one step and sliding back two.
Oh, gee.
Up the sand. No. I remember.
Oh.
Oh, heavens, no. Now this was taken on top of Bald Head. This is taken in 1907, or it's dated 1907.
Oh, look.
That was the top of bald head.
Huh. What a treasure.
And this is taken from the bald head side, looking across, and there's the pavilion in the
Oh,
background. Well, some of
This
these.
must be the tourist home hotel, or that would
No.
be before that. That would have been where the
The tourist home.
yeah, remember
Yeah.
the tourist home?
Yeah, I had.
And that burned at some point
Yeah,
in time.
I had the daughter, Rhea Jackson. Her mother ran that, and I had her in high school as one of my English teachers.
Oh.
This is now you see this picture. This picture, Aunt Kate wrote this. This is Mrs. John Scarlett, Chicago. See, she wrote here.
Mm.
And this is a picture of, a good picture of
yeah.
Saugatuck.
Certainly is.
Now here's another picture. Is this the same picture
No.
of the basket factory?
That I don't know. Look and see. New Richmond.
Well, I'm glad
Oh,
you're
these
sitting
are-
down.
oh, Lordy.
And here's a good picture of the two bridges.
Those
You
are-
see, Aunt Kate sent this to Aunt Lizzie in 1907. Are those two the same?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for goodness sake, take one of them.
Oh.
Take any. Are they both written in the back? Yeah. Here, I'll keep this one that
Okay.
was sent to Aunt Lizzie. Well, maybe you'd rather have this one with the date on it. This was in 1913. This picture was taken in 19. You can have that one.
Oh, thank you. I'll treasure it. This is
Now,
John
see, here's a
Scarlett.
good picture before the pavilion was built, and it shows the two bridges.
Uh-huh. Wow.
There's another one there. For goodness sake, take it. I think there's another one like that. I have a lot of Western Michigan University pictures here because I graduated 30 years after I went to Western Michigan and
Wow.
got my life certificate. I received my bachelor's degree.
Oh,
30 years later.
isn't it something?
I did most of it by extension.
Uh-huh.
Professors would come to Fenville and I would take extension classes.
Yeah. Oh,
And I finally, took me about 7 years to earn enough credits.
this picture I would like to borrow and have a copy made of it.
Oh,
Would that
you're
be
welcome.
okay?
You're welcome to take it. You're just so welcome to take it.
That is just incredible.
And here's a school I taught in Fenville. And of course, it's gone now, and that's where the Fenville Library is now. I was there.
It is. Okay.
Yes. I was there most of my 18 years, but then after a while they built a new building, and I went to the new building in Fenville. This was a nice old school. I missed it.
Yeah.
And my parents bought a house right across the street from school, so I could park my car in my mother's yard and just walk
isn't
across
that
the street.
nice?
Oh, it was very
Oh,
convenient
sure.
for me.
Were you an only child?
No, I was the oldest of 4.
The oldest of 4.
So that's why. And my parents came here from Austria-Hungary with nothing. They were just young people.
Uh-huh. What years would they have arrived here?
They arrived here in 1903. Yeah. Because they were married. They met in Chicago. They each came, never met until they arrived in Chicago. And within a year they married. In 1904 they were married. And just a year, almost to the day that they were married, I arrived in 1905.
Huh. What brought them to this area? Do you know?
They
They have
first they came to near Allegan because my grandparents had a little 20-acre farm, and it was little, and it wasn't enough land there, this poor soil to support a family, but they thought it was wonderful out here in the country.
I think you're getting company. I hear somebody.
Oh, that's Bob.
Oh, is it?
Is that you, Bob?
Oh, I heard a door shut.
Bob has my car. He's winterizing my car.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, these are all another one of these pictures of the passing through the swing bridge.
Yeah.
There must be another one of those around someplace, and I think if there is, you may have that one too.
This one, there are three, and this is one you already gave me a copy of.
Oh, that's
and
the
the
same.
other one is someplace else down
That's
here.
it's the same one. Okay, just so I have one for myself here. Well, anyway, I guess maybe that's all of the. And
wonderful pictures.
I have a picture I know someplace of Sarah Kirby, and I came. There was no one at the door.
Oh, he's just going out the driveway in the car.
In a car, a man.
A man.
Is that little red car gone?
Yes, that's the
Oh,
car.
that was Bob, because Bob left the key. No, that's why he came in. He knew that that I was having company, so he came and got my car to winterize it. He's a neighbor.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I guess maybe.
Isn't that something?
So you have some pictures there.
Oh, wonderful pictures.
Oh, good.
The swing bridge and the basket factory, which is incredible.
And I think
And then the other bridge.
that brought back so many memories because these willow trees are beautiful. And you see, just looking beyond there was Saugatuck and the pavilion and everything.
Wow.
You have pictures of the pavilion, don't you?
Yes.
You have pictures.
Do you remember the day that burned?
Yes. I was teaching in Fenville at that time, and we could see the smoke from I had a beautiful brand new room in Fenville, and we could see the smoke, and I just knew it was, well, right away the word got around that it was the pavilion that was burning. Now I can't remember the exact date because I was teaching in Fenville. I had 6th grade there in that beautiful room. Oh dear, I can't remember. I retired from there in '63.
Yeah. The pavilion burned, I think it was in May of 1960.
Well, I retired in '63.
Yeah.
I was in that north room, and we could look across, and we saw the big smoke. Yeah.
You've been retired almost 30 years. Isn't that something?
I was not old enough to retire, but as I say, I had obligations. My parents were getting elderly. They lived right across the street from school in Fenville. And Lizzie had passed away that year in '63. Uncle John was left alone. He was 87. So I gave up thinking, well, they need me more than at school. They could always get somebody. So for about 6 years, I was running back and forth,
Taking care of them. Yeah.
And finally, we had my mother here. Oh my, I had a change around. I had a hospital bed here. My mother she had cancer. So I took care of my mother the last year between hospital visitations and here. That was in '69. My mother passed away, yeah. So I knew it was time that I gave up school.
Yeah.
I wasn't old enough for my retirement pension. I had to wait 2 years for that. But that was okay. I didn't mind.
Yeah.
Well, my goodness.
Oh, this has been wonderful, wonderful fun.
Well, I don't know what you're going to do with all this material.
Well, we'll save it. We'll save it, pass it on to other people.
Well, that's good.
Because you're just a wonderful bridge to take us back, you know. It's
Well, I wish I could tell you
great
more,
thing.
but you know, as the years go by, you kind of, some of these distant memories fade a little bit.
Yeah. Tell me about your wedding.
Well, it was during the Depression, of course, and we didn't have much of a wedding. In fact, Edward and I had no money, as I told you. Couldn't even buy a new pair of stockings.
Were you
And-
married in Douglas or?
Well, Mr. Reverend Winter was our minister at the Douglas Church, and I used to attend church there, and I had Sunday school class there, and Mr. Winter was such a fine person, and I met Mrs. Winter, and they had two pairs of twins, twin boys and twin girls, and they were all kids at that time. When I was married, they were going to college at Hope. All four of them were at Hope College. Well, anyway, Edward and I wanted it very simple. So Beatrice and Doug, Edward's sister and her husband, who were married in January of that year. Oh, I have pictures. And Edward and I decided we wanted it very simple. And so we were married at the Reverend Winter's house.
Okay, and that was located where?
In Holland.
In Holland.
In Holland.
Okay.
He was a professor of education in Holland at Hope College.
Okay.
He was a fine person, and he was a good friend. And so we were married in his home, and then we went to Hopkins. See, after my parents, well, it's a long story. I'll make it very brief. My parents met in Chicago, were married. I was born. My father had a good job in the bakery. But after a few years, he became kind of discouraged. City life sort of didn't agree with him. You know what I mean? He longed to be out free in the country because that's where he was born and raised, in a rural area. And he was only 18 when they came over here. And he missed the surroundings. So when his parents had bought this little farm in Valley Township, west of Allegan, about 8 miles, my mother and father made arrangements to buy a much larger 80-acre farm. I guess it was 120, I don't remember. They bought this farm on a shoestring. And my father gave up his work in Chicago, and we all moved out here to Michigan, came to Fenville on the train. My grandfather met us at the Fenville depot, and we had some rough sledding, let me tell you. We had no money coming in, no income, and how my mother ever managed, I will never know. No house to move into. We had to rent a house for a year, and then they had gotten money together some way to build a little 3-room house, and that's where I lived until I was 15. In this little 3-room house with...
Is the house still there?
No,
No.
The house and everything is gone because the city of Allegan built a dam. Maybe you heard about the Allegan Dam.
Yes.
Okay, and that was the overflow of the river to make the dam, you know, took in most of my parents' good soil. And that included all their best land. They had some very poor upland, but it was very poor oak grubs. So anyway, they had to sell to the city of Allegan, but they bought a very much better, a very good farm near Hopkinsburg, which is well, it's about 40 miles from here, 35, 40 miles from here, beyond Allegan to the east. And so my parents were doing well there. They had a good farm, and they were hard workers and ambitious, and so they made a success of this new farm. And they lived there from 1930 until they came to Fenville, when they retired.
Yeah.
Anyway, while they were living at Hopkinsburg, then my mother prepared a wedding dinner for us. Edward's folks came, Aunt Kate came, Edward's grandfather by that time was gone. Edward's mother and dad, Edward and Beatrice came. So anyway, they were just the family. And we were married on the 25th of July in 1933. And you see, I had been teaching in Douglas then 7 years. Well, then I taught 7 more years after I was married in Douglas.
Did you make it into the Union School building when they had it open on Sunday?
Yes,
Did
but
you?
I didn't see my room.
Which room was yours?
To west, the lower room
Oh,
to the
okay,
west.
To the west. Okay.
I met the girl who has her apartment there, but
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't any idea, of course, what it looks like now.
Oh, yeah.
But I was anxious to see just that area.
Yeah.
I used to look out of the west window of my room,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw a great big house, and that was the Spencer house, Mrs. Gerber's parents' house. And my last year teaching, that house was torn down, and it was the beginning of Terra.
Ah, I'll be darned.
Terra. That was the location of the
Uh-huh.
original Terra.
Yes.
You know, the original Terra burned down,
Okay.
and then they built the new Terra to the
Uh-huh.
north of there.
Okay.
But I saw that great big square building. I can see it in my mind. Big
Hmm.
square, two-story building. And that was Mrs. Gerber's family home.
Okay. Now the house that was kind of across the street where the apartments are
That was the
burned,
Gerber house.
that was a Gerber house?
That was Isabel Gerber's house. And I have a little necklace that Isabel Gerber gave me when I graduated from high school.
Now Isabel Gerber, was she?
Belle, Mrs. Gerber.
Okay. She was Mrs. Gerber, the original Mrs. Gerber?
Right, the only Mrs. Gerber.
Okay.
The only Mrs. Gerber. She had a sister, Lenore Spencer, who was
Okay.
a music teacher.
Okay.
Yes. Well,
Huh.
my, you brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah. Well, that's just wonderful. I think maybe
did you-
Mary's about done. Or
Did you ever see the picture or the book of Western Allegan County history?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
Do you have a copy of
Yes,
that
I do.
book?
Yes.
Well, underneath there, way underneath there, almost to the bottom, you'll find that picture. Just the top one. Bring me the top one, will you please? No, it's underneath there, but there are three. That's it, right there.
It was Kit Lane's book that came out.
Do you have that book?
Yes, I do.
You have it at home?
Mhm.
Oh, I can show you some pictures.
Oh, let's do that.
Well, I can show you some pictures that you can refer to yourself, because I have written a good many of these stories myself. I have written quite a few of these histories myself,
Well, that's
because I was delegated to do this job.
oh.
Okay. This is our wedding picture.
Oh, it is.
It is.
Oh, that's wonderful.
See? And this is the story.
And it's on page 485, just for future reference.
Well, you can remember the name.
Yes, absolutely.
And this,
That's gorgeous.
yes, and this is Edward's Uncle Ed Wark and Aunt Barbara. And
Where was this house now? Is that the house that's on
No.
Main Street?
no. That was Ed. Uncle Ed was a son of Mr. Ed of Grandpa Wark.
My goodness.
Here's James Gustavus Wark. This is Edward's grandpa Wark. And here he was. This is a pile of logs that he has gotten ready or seen to it
Mm-hmm.
and bought the lumber near Allegan, and those logs were floated down on a raft to the basket factory.
Okay.
And this article tells about it. See, I wrote
Yeah,
these
you did.
articles. See, and I wrote this article.
Oh,
See,
it's
I wrote that
amazing.
article.
Yeah.
And I also wrote this article because this is Edward's dad, Edward's
Okay.
mom. This is Beatrice, Edward's sister, Doug Bryan. They bought Rosemont. And this is myself and my husband, Edward.
Oh.
See, I wrote that article
yes.
too. They were all gone. I was the only one left to do this.
Yeah.
And this is Edward's Uncle Will and his aunt, Auntie Beck. This is their wedding picture.
My goodness.
Because
Oh.
I didn't write this article, but Jean, Edward's
Uh-huh.
cousin Jean, wrote this article. So these are the work. This is the work.
That's great to
Now
know.
I'll show you the other part that you might be interested in reading about. My history is in here too. I thought this book, now here's Daniel Milton Gerber, and here's Minnie Bell Gerber, and he was the man that was in partnership with Edward's grandpa
Oh, okay.
in the basket factory.
Now, and this is Mrs. Gerber.
This is Mrs. Bell
Now,
Gerber.
Is that the same one that was in the picture
Right.
that I have in here?
Yes, that was the same one.
she looks so different.
I didn't have Mrs. Gerber's. She wasn't in the Larkin Club picture.
No, she's in this one. This is her?
Well, this
Yeah.
is Belle Gerber.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, this is. See, she was a Spencer.
Yeah.
Then here's the rest of the Gerber family, and Mrs. Gerber's daughter wrote this article about her family.
Okay.
Well, I'll find the hands pretty soon.
I'm gonna flip this tape over.
Yeah, here it is right here. This is my family. And you see, I wrote that article
that's
too.
Nice, Mary.
See, this is Catherine. My mother's name is Catherine. Maiden name is Geist. And this is my family.
Oh, how nice
This
to
is
have
my
this to refer
mom.
back to.
And this is my father.
Uh-huh.
And this is my brother Martin, who passed away the year before my husband passed away. Martin was 2 years younger than I. I was the oldest right here with the dark hair.
Oh, okay.
And this is my sister Cecilia. And she's gone now. She passed away 2 years ago. But now you can remember, this is my
Yes.
maiden name,
Oh, sure.
Hans.
Yes.
See?
Oh, that's on page 270.
That was my parents. That's my parents' name.
I had put the article in here on Sarah Kirby.
Yes, I remember. I read it.
Did you feel that it was fairly accurate
Very
from
good.
a guess?
Very, very good. Very, very good.
Oh, dear. It's hard to
Oh,
know.
there's one more here I want you to find.
Okay.
The Scarletts. I wrote that one too because I was the only one left to do these things. I was the only one left, and well, I'll find it pretty soon. Oh, I have it right here. I don't know why I put it here. Right here. Scarlett, and that's on page 417. You see, I wrote that article too.
Yes.
And this, I took this picture myself on Aunt Lizzie and Uncle John's 50th anniversary. We had had these flowers sent to them, and this tells a little bit more about the Scarletts.
Oh, that's
They
nice.
were wonderful to me. I owe them such a deep debt of gratitude. And my parents, they all made sacrifices.
But they invested well.
Well, thank you.
They
Thank you.
invested very well.
I tried to pay back some of these kindnesses,
Yeah.
in time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Mr. and Mrs. Scarlett. And,
That's a great picture.
well, I took this with my camera, and I thought it was in color, but it turned out okay.
Yes, it did.
Well, anyway,
Certainly did.
so that's the way.
Well, that's great.
Well, I'm glad. You have this account?
I have this book.
Oh, then you can read
will.
all the. Well,
I
you
will.
can read
I'll enjoy it.
a lot of what I told you. I can read. Yeah, and that you see
But
that
it's so much more fun.
that boat there going around the corner. That was from the basket
This?
factory. Yes, this loaded with baskets that were made at the basket factory.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Gerber, if you read the story of this picture, Mr. Gerber submitted that. Not submitted, but the lady that submitted the picture got it.
Oh.
It was one that Mr. Gerber had.
My goodness.
You see, these baskets were being taken someplace up the river.
Oh, I know something I wanted to ask you yet. Do you remember or do you know anything about the ginseng farm that Sarah would have had or that was in that area?
No, I don't.
No?
No, I really don't. See, that was before my time.
Yeah. And would you have known if Sarah's parents by chance lived in the house that Alice lives in now?
I doubt it. Because Alice's father owned that house for a long time.
Okay.
I doubt it.
See, at some point in time through the abstract office, I could tell that Sarah's parents owned the 10 acres there.
But where they lived, I
And-
really don't know.
Yeah,
I have
don't
no.
either.
Well, maybe there's something about the Gill family in this book. I don't know.
No.
There isn't.
Uh-uh.
See, that was, I don't know anything about. They must have been dead and gone.
Yeah, well, Sarah's mother died like in 1903 or 1904, and her father died. Willard Eskill died in 1918.
Oh, I see.
And he's buried in the Douglas Cemetery, and so is his wife Maria.
Oh, yes. See, I didn't know them at all. Never met them.
Yeah.
So I really didn't
Yeah.
know
They
them.
they both would have been gone before 1920. So that's. Yeah.
Well, that was the year I came here,
Yeah.
1920, and that was the year I came here.
Yeah.
And as I told you, the Kirby house had a little bit something to do with it. If Aunt Lizzie hadn't fallen down the stairs
Yeah.
and hadn't been incapacitated, I might never have had an
I
opportunity.
really would like to have you come over someday and visit the house so you can see. The stairway has been changed though because of the hospital.
Oh, has it?
Yeah, the stairway used to go up and there was a landing and then it went up again the other way, and the stairway has now been all lengthened out so that it's, so the
Oh, I
they
can't
could
remember
carry
how.
the patients up and down.
Oh, I see. Because I remember that they had to carry patients up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
But anyway, when Aunt Lizzie fell, it was toward the bottom of that stairs, and she couldn't. Her knee slipped out, so she couldn't walk. And
Yeah.
if it hadn't been for that accidents,
Yeah.
how my life would have changed.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone to the Allegan County Normal
Uh-huh.
or to Allegan High School, I would say, but I would have had to find a place to live. And my sister, by the way, that's how she got her education.
Oh, is it?
She had to work for her room and board
Mhm.
for 4 years in Allegan. And then she had to work for her room and board for a year at the county normal. She didn't have friends who would help her get through like I did.
Yeah.
And my sister then taught for a couple or 3 years, I've forgotten. Then my sister went on. She had earned enough money. Well, I had helped her. I was teaching at that time. So I was able to help her a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And she got her bachelor's degree from Western Michigan University. Taught for a long time. She taught in she taught in Lansing. And while teaching in Lansing, this was during the war years, she decided to give up teaching and become a WAC and serve in the Army.
My goodness.
So my sister was a veteran of World War II. She was in Paris
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
and that's
Uh-huh.
at the end, in 45. She met my brother, who was also in the Army, Brother John,
Mhm.
and they met in Paris because she had said in her correspondence to John, if ever you get near Paris, call number so-and-so.
Mhm.
So at the end of the war, John was leaving the port, whatever the port was, I've forgotten now. So he met my sister in Paris.
Oh, wow.
The two of them met after being, John was there for 3 years and Sally was there for 3-4 years. I don't remember. She was there a long time. Then after she was through with her obligation in Paris in May, they sent her to Berlin, and it was a bombed out nothingness.
Yeah.
So my sister had a speaking knowledge of German. So she was scheduled with a group of her WAC girls, and they had to do a lot of work with German textbooks. They had to, what do I want to say? Cross out. Now it has a name. Sometimes I can't always.
Edit?
They had to, with black ink, black out the parts. What is it called?
Edit?
No, they had to, it doesn't matter. Anyway, they had to go through German textbooks because little children had to go to school too in all this turmoil. So they got ready. They didn't want them to have the German textbooks the way they were, because I saw a picture, or I saw a German first grade reading book, and would you believe the first 2 words those German kids learned were Heil Hitler?
Oh, my.
First 2 words. And so my sister, they had to black out all these, then let them use the books that had some of this stuff blacked out.
Oh, my goodness.
And she was there until January, all that summer. She was in Berlin, and they had to go through all those books.
What
And
a job.
it was.
Oh, what a job.
So she was due for a furlough, so she came home to Fenville in February, and my brother at that time, in the meantime, after his tour of duty was over in Europe, he was sent to Japan, because remember we were still, and anyway, when that was taken care of in Japan, my brother was coming home to Fenville from Japan, and she was coming home from Berlin. And we didn't know who would get there first. So they arrived within days of each other in Fenville.
I'll be darned.
To my parents, who had in the meantime moved, you see, to Fenville.
Ah.
And then my sister, well, she had sold her car, and she was discouraged because she couldn't buy a car at that time. Nobody could buy cars. So she had an opportunity, and so she gave up. She was granted her release from the Army, her honorable discharge, because she was needed over here. There was a shortage of teachers over here. So she got a job teaching in Grand Haven, and so she would take the train from Grand Haven to Fenville, and then from Fenville to Grand Haven. She did that for a couple of years until she could, until a car was available for her here in Fenville, so she bought a car. She taught in Grand Haven a long, long, long time.
Do you remember when Blue Star Highway was put in?
Yes,
Yes.
that was put in '63, the beginning of it, because my Uncle John had to sell a lot of his land of his farm because a lot of the road went through Uncle John's.
Oh.
So he had to sell it to the state of Michigan. And that was in '63. That was in the year Aunt Lizzie died.
Oh. See, I thought Blue Star had gone in like in the 30s sometime.
No.
But no.
No,
I'll
no.
be darned.
No, it went past your place. The new highway went, that was all new.
Oh, I'll be darned.
That was all new. No, before that, I'll tell you how the road came. That was M11. Came along in back of Hayworth,
Okay.
over to Ferry Street, over to the golf course corner,
Okay.
over to the golf. Then it came on Center Street, through town.
Okay.
Came through town to Main Street. That was the main route. Even the Greyhound bus had to take that route.
Oh, and this was prior to 63.
Oh, yes. Oh, that was all prior to '63.
Oh, wow.
But after '63, they changed all those routes, all those roads. No, prior to '63, your house was on the main street going
Isn't
to
it?
Chicago.
Yeah.
Everybody had to go that way because that was the only road that went that way.
And then it would have crossed in Douglas like we talked about, and it would have gone into Saugatuck then.
Right.
And it would have gone...
It would have turned the corner there where the auction house is. Turned the corner there, went down Main Street past Edward's grandpa's house, and then would go, that would be the main road then over the bridges, over to Saugatuck.
And
Right.
Butler Street would have been the main street then?
Right. Butler is still the main street.
And then out Holland Street.
Yes, I guess.
Out
I don't.
past the Peterson Mill and the Park House.
Well, that's pretty much the same as it was.
Yeah.
But Douglas, that had the big change of the highway came through Douglas.
Yeah.
Now let me see. No, the new highway then. Where do we see? Where did that hook up? Oh, I can't just remember. But anyway, it went past the Masonic Hall. That is the Masonic building. The new highway.
Yes.
But I don't remember whether the old highway went that way or not. I can't just remember that. Because that was a venture to go to Holland those days.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
I just can't picture.
And then would the road to Holland have been 64th Street? Up 64th?
Oh, no, I just can't just remember exactly. I can visualize the streets, but I don't remember the names of the streets. The names were unimportant.
Well, it's been a while back.
I should say so.
Yeah.
But of course, I remember the one in Douglas, particularly because that was such a drastic change.
Oh, yeah.
So many people had to give up their homes for that highway to come through.
There was a house that sat somewhere near what the Cove is now, where the Home Finder's office
Right,
is. And,
right.
And the Cove, and there was a house there that was moved to the corner of Union and what other street? Feuersteins live there right now, I think.
Oh, I
is the
see.
name. But I think
remember-
that house was moved from that area.
I remember that house being there, because Aunt Emma Forrester used to live in that house. Oh, that was years ago, but I know that it was right in back of where the where Mary Payne had her
Mm-hmm.
her
The real estate.
real estate office.
It sat in back of it?
Yes.
And did it face
Back.
Center Street, or did it face what is Blue Star? Or do you recall?
Let me see. I've gone to that house a good many times. It faced to the east. Faced to the east. Maybe there was a doorway to the Center Street. There must have been a doorway to the Center Street too. But yeah, but I know used to come in and go up on the side porch. Yeah.
So it faced east.
It must have. Yeah, but there was a doorway to the Center Street
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
Oh dear, there's been a lot of changes on that
Haven't
corner.
there?
Because at that time there was a filling station there on a corner too.
Where Mary Payne had her
Right.
real estate, yes.
And by the way, I had Mary Payne's kids in school in
Did you?
Fenville.
Oh my.
Yeah, I had Donnie Jim and Mary Jim both in school.
Huh.
Where's Mary Payne now?
I have no idea. I have
Someone
no
told me
idea.
she told me herself she was scheduled to go to Hungary.
Oh.
But I guess that didn't work out. And last I knew, she was with her daughter in St. Louis,
Oh.
because she gave up her business here and everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, she had only the one daughter. She had 3 boys, but
Uh-huh.
Mary Jim was her only daughter.
Huh.
And she had Mary Jim and Donnie Jim, and she lost her husband during the World War.
Oh, she did?
She lost
Oh, I didn't realize
the
that.
Dickinson. She married the Dickinson.
Huh.
He died even after everything was done over there. At the very last minute, he was killed.
Oh, I'll be darned. I had no idea.
Then she married again and had a little boy. And she married an Anderson. And if he was an aviator, and he was killed after that. She lost him.
My.
Then she married Payne,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a boy. And of course, you know, he passed away too.
Yeah.
And he was very sick for a long time. Yeah, they had a farm over here on 89.
Oh.
That's where she lived.
Uh-huh. Yeah. No, I haven't seen her for several years.
Well, we've covered a lot of
Yeah,
territory.
definitely, Mary. Yeah. Well, it's been nice talking with you.
Well,
Just for the record, today is Friday. It's October 9th, 1992. And Orrin Sherman has been behind the camera, and we've been talking with Mary Wark. And I really want to thank you a lot.
Oh my goodness, this is such a surprise. I didn't anticipate all of this special treatment. My goodness, I never had such treatment before.
Oh, come on. You deserve it.